Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name's Megan. On my channel, I take books I've read and compare them to their on-screen TV film adaptation. So I know last week I said I was going to take this week off and not do one, but then I heard Stargirl was coming out, and I've been waiting for Stargirl, and if I knew it had a release date of this weekend, I would not have said that. So once I saw when the release date was, I started reading Stargirl, and I will take next weekend off. Like literally, y'all, tomorrow I've got a bridal shower. Next weekend I've got a baby shower. I've got so much to do around my house. Like, this is ridiculous. Coronavirus is going around, but my work is not closing, so I got a lot to do. So I will be taking next weekend off. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Don't know what I'll be doing in 2 weeks for the video, but I'll pick something good, I promise. Okay, so on to Stargirl. First of all, I want to start out by saying that I liked the casting they did. I liked who they picked for Stargirl, Grace Vander or something. I guess she was on The Voice and known for singing and her ukulele. So, I mean, I think she was a good fit. I think she did a good job acting, and I mean, obviously she can play the ukulele. I liked her as Stargirl. I liked the dude they picked for Leo. For the longest time in that movie, I thought it was the kid who played Max in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but like he looks like him, but that guy looks way different now. I guess that movie came out 16 years ago, so the age doesn't quite line up. But I thought it was him, but it just don't look like, y'all. It's not the guy from Shark Boy Lava Girl. But I liked him. And then they also cast for Kevin, a Disney Channel guy. He was in Bunked, and he was in, what was it, Jessie? I watched. I'm a kid still, obviously. So it was surprising to see him there, and I like that he didn't have to fake an accent. And then I guess I looked it up because the girl who played Hillary, I liked her hair. So I looked her up, but I guess she was in a few episodes of Bunked too. I don't recognize her. I guess I haven't seen those episodes, but of course Disney Plus pulling out the Disney stars. So anyway, on to the differences. I'm actually very surprised there were so many differences. I don't know why. I just kind of thought it would be more true to the book than other adaptations have been. Maybe that's just because it was such a short book that I'm like, oh, they can fit that all into a movie, no problem. And then I was watching it, I'm like, what? Why did they change all this? So without further ado, I'm going to try to go through this fast because it's over a page of notes, as always. So here we go. So the beginning of the movie showed the school's pathetic band, which, shout out. Although it did appear to have more than 15, maybe it had like 20. And then one of the people in band was Leo, which was a difference. In the book, he was not in band. In the movie, he played trumpet. And then he also saw her for the first time during marching band practice, which, I mean, gave a cute visual. He stopped in his tracks and stuff. But as we know in the book, he didn't see her then. He saw her in school after everyone's like, have you seen her and stuff? So it just, slight change. Also, the porcupine tie was for his dad's. And his dad passed away, which was a difference. In the book, it was his uncle's, and he just liked the tie. And then these punk kids cut his porcupine tie. I was like, why'd they do that? That didn't happen in the book either. And then in the movie, he got porcupine ties for every single birthday after that. Not just the one. In the book, it was just one porcupine tie after he was in the paper. But it didn't really mention that he was in the paper in the movie, unless it did at the end. I don't quite remember. I don't think so, though. But it never mentioned that it was in the paper, so how did Stargirl even know that he liked the porcupine ties? That was one thing that didn't make sense in the movie. It just showed, like, here's a porcupine tie, and, like, she doesn't even know that he likes them. And she dresses way cuter in the movie than in the book. Like, it's quirky cute, whereas in the book it was, like, full-length dresses every single day, like, kind of a pioneer woman, which was a difference. But, of course, they want to make her cuter. I mean, but that's still part of it, you know? Like, they liked her even though she dressed that way, and now she's dressing, like, cute, quirky, and things like that. And so I do believe she dressed in a more likable way, even though it was different than the normal fashion. And then, of course, her first day there is also Leo's birthday, not in the book. And she comes right up to him and says her name. He's like, what's her name? And she's like, Stargirl. And then she sings happy birthday to him, of course. But the thing that irks me about that the most is that it never shows her the rest of the movie singing happy birthday to anyone else. So it's like, did she just sing it to him? In the book, she sang it to everyone whose birthday it was, and like it wasn't even his birthday in the book. He even said in the book he's happy he has a summer birthday. So anyways, it just wanted them to like talk, I guess. The hot seat allowed for the jury to say questions or comments. He's like, any questions or comments for later? But in the book, they said strictly no comments, only questions. So, okay. She was paying people's parking meters, so that was nice. That wasn't in the book. And then I was mad because in the book, she has a sunflower bag. She just has a cute little knit backpack in the movie. But at least they kept her pet mouse in it. I was kind of afraid they'd cut that, but they didn't. They made the school mascot mud frogs instead of electrons, which I get because that mud frog analogy was cute and it was a way to slip it in there. But electrons also, like, their town is big on electricity and mica and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, whatever. So she performs during the halftime show. Whoa, sorry. Singing, be true to your school now. And I was wondering, like, I don't know what I was about to say. So she in the book, the band performs and she's just dancing to it, and then they stop and she's still dancing. And in the movie, she just comes on and performs a whole song. And I wondered if she was still going to be cheering for the other teams like she did in the book. But yeah, she sang and played a whole song. And then in the book, she also continued, like, kind of being a spectacle after halftime. She ran up the goalposts and, like, was running from the referees and stuff. So she was just way more of a character in the book, I would say. Whereas in the movie, she's just, like, some cute, quirky, I'm going to sing a song, and then that's it. Like, I don't know. She wasn't as outrageous. Let me say that. She was more likable. Like, come on. Okay. And then, of course, both characters, Stargirl and Leo, for some reason, they don't have dads in the movie. They definitely had dads in the book. Leo asked Stargirl to be on a hot seat instead of Kevin. He refused to ask her in the book. And then she said no. I was like, what? She goes on it. But that happens later on. I was so shocked. Hillary's character is very different. Okay, so what she said there should be signs at enchanted places, and then Leo said there would be one at your house, and I was like, oh, okay, that was cute. Okay, and then she said I'm rain, and it started raining, so she's magic now apparently. I was like, what? Kevin losing against her in the speech competition was drama that we did not need. The timeline of the movie was just very off to me. Leo and Stargirl in the book didn't start hanging out until people had already started shunning her. And now in the movie, they haven't even started turning on her yet. She hasn't been on the hot seat yet. Basketball season hasn't started yet. And he's already, like, meeting her mom and going to her house for dinner, which happens much, much, much later in the book. So I was confused on if that means those other things aren't going to happen, and there was still an hour left of the movie. I just don't get why they switched up the timeline so much. I was very confused. So yeah, they just switched the timeline a lot, which I don't know. And then, there it is, a bin of records, which is in every movie about a quirky girl. That she's got to have a collection of records. We saw this in, Paper Towns that I talked about last week. Every freaking movie these days. I don't get the appeal of records. And that record, of course, is something that has to do with his dead dad, and now it's some bonding thing, and that part of the book. She kisses him out of nowhere. In the book, there was like a lead up to their kiss. They were talking. In the movie, she just runs up behind him and kisses him. And then there was no Valentine saying she loves him. I was bummed majorly. There's so many things I left out. Okay, but listen, the intro to her "Be True to Your School Now," that song, it sounds like the intro to SpongeBob's "Ripped My Pants" song. I can't think of how it starts now, but listen to it and then listen to "Rip My Pants." Tell me they don't sound identical, y'all. I was like, why does it sound so familiar? I'm like, is this a Taylor Swift song? Like, why do I know this? And then I'm like, it is "Ripped My Pants" by SpongeBob. They stole his tune. That's a bop. "Rip My Pants." So anyway, in the movie, she doesn't cheer for the other teams, which was like the main problem. Everyone hated her in the book. She cheered for the other teams, and they were beating their team. So people were mad at her because they thought she was some traitor. But in the movie, they hate her just because she helped someone who was hurt on the other team. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm more of a person than a sports person. Like, literally, anytime people are like, ooh, he's out for the whole season. Yeah, I'm like, yo, that is a person. He is hurt. You should not be celebrating. So maybe that's why I just don't get it. I don't get why the whole school hated her for helping someone. Like, yeah, she was a good luck charm. Yeah, she left, but she was helping someone who was hurt. How are you really going to be mad at her? It's a football team. It wasn't some, like, robber who got hurt and she's helping. It wasn't some bad guy. He was just a football player. They need to chill. So in the book, they were mad because she cheered for the other teams and she helped the other, like, it was both. But in the movie, it's just because she helped. Like, I don't get it. I'm not a sports person. I never really got why they hated her. Like, I'd be her friend. I mean, maybe not. But that's not why I wouldn't be her friend. Okay, I already said that. And then she asks Leo if she can go on a hot seat to explain herself helping him, which is so different from the book. And then, oh, wow, I just scrolled a lot further than I wanted to. Okay, she doesn't do her act of the seat being hot. You know, when she's on the hot seat, she's like, oh, it's hot, blah, 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 which was supposed to be funny, but blah, blah, blah. And then that jury was huge. It was supposed to be 12 people. There were like 30. And I was like, what is that jury? Yeah, she's going to get attacked. Look at those people. And then, why do I keep scrolling so much? I'm sorry, I'm like freaking out because it's already such a long video. And then that's how they like make Hillary hate her so much, by making it her brother's bike. And they gave the brother this big sob story about how he was in the hospital. In the book, it was just some random kid, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, the town was kind of upset about it, but I'm tired. And then I'm sad that they didn't include her little happiness wagon where she puts a pebble in when she's happy and she takes one out when she's sad. Because then it showed Leo made her super happy. And then when she was faking to be someone she wasn't, she was super sad. So I'm mad that they didn't include that. And then she changed her speech to something about internet I can't even talk right now, censorship, which didn't happen in the book. But then while she was giving her speech, she changed it back. And then he asked her to the dance, which never happened in the book. He didn't even... She's like, you wouldn't go to the dance with me, would you? And he's like, nope. There was no character of Dory Dilson, which changed a lot, especially like her coming back from her speech competition. That scene was very different just because there was no Dory Dilson. Her time as Susan was so short. It was like a day. I was like, come on. Of course no one's going to like you after a day of being Susan. In the book, it was much longer. And then she gave Leo a little speech about how she's truly Stargirl. She's not Susan. She needs to stop pretending to be someone she's not. And she does that all before she becomes Stargirl again, which again does not happen in the book. She just like disappears for a couple days after not getting the welcoming that she wants, and then she's like, you know, I can't win these people over, Susan. I'm just going to keep being myself, and she comes back as herself, but she owes Leo no explanation, girl. Oh, and then, of course, now Kevin is suddenly Team Stargirl out of nowhere. Fake, phony. I would have rather that not be in there, because he was against her from the jump. And then he had some random talk about his dad with his mom, and they were both sad, and blah, 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 blah. His dad's still alive. I don't buy these lies. He goes to the dance, obviously, because it's a movie and he can't miss the dance. It's a high school movie. He's got to go to the high school dance. In the book, he misses the dance, and everything he knows about the dance is just from word of mouth. I get that they want to show us, but they could have shown us without him being there. Like, it could have just shown her. Like, I don't care. Her dress isn't as described in the book. And then she makes him sing in front of everybody. Bogus. Like, he don't want to sing in front of everybody. But, of course, he kills it because it's a movie. But that doesn't happen in the book because he's not even at the dance, and singing's not even a thing. He does in the book. All these random added things. And then instead of the bunny hop song where they're doing their little dance parade and everyone's accepting Stargirl out of nowhere, it's Leo's song, Just What I Needed, by the Cars, and he's singing that, and then they all go out and they dance outside. And then Stargirl apologizes to Hillary, and she doesn't get slapped, but she runs off anyway. In the book, Hillary comes up to her, she's like, "You ruined everything." And then Stargirl's like, "I'm gonna kiss you on the cheek." And then she disappears. But in the movie, she says, "I'm sorry, Hillary, I never said that before." And her cheeks stay unslapped, and then she disappears into the night, never to be seen again. I'm like, I don't really get why she ran away. I don't get it. Like, why didn't you stay at school? They like you now. Like, you stayed even when they didn't like you, so why are you leaving now? I don't get it. But he went in the desert all alone, and he screamed like she had told him to do once before. That was a cute addition. And then I was confused because their school just like randomly started winning stuff after this. Like, I don't get why they showed the trophy case full of trophies after. I don't get the correlation. Anyways, I'm bummed. Like, they cut out a lot of stuff, like her making cards for people and her following people around and coming up with this game where she makes up what kind of card they need. Her looking at the bulletin boards around town and the not the want ads, but like the personal ads, and just everything she did for other people. I feel like she wasn't as selfless in the movie as in the book. Really, all you saw her doing for other people was porcupine neckties, paying people's parking meters, and giving that kid a bike, which really totally backfired. I just feel like she was a lot more selfless in the book and a lot more caring towards other people and giving of herself to other people in the book. I like the book better than the movie. I was disappointed. I thought they'd do it justice. I really, really thought they would. But again, I like the casting. I think they did a decent job of portraying Stargirl, but again, I think in the book she was more of a character. She was more outrageous. And they kind of toned her down for the sake of making her more likable to fans. I don't know. Let me know what you thought. Peace and love. I'll see you in 2 weeks.